This is a Kukri knife case hardened, but it's not just any case hardened. It's a tier 1 blue gem pattern 112. Someone approached me trying to sell it, and despite my best efforts, his knife was scammed before the sale could go through. This appears to have been an API scam, but it's one that I've never seen before. It appears to be more dangerous than anything we've faced before, so today I'm going to be explaining exactly what happened, and I'm going to teach you how to make sure this doesn't happen to you. If you're a new player, you're gonna want to watch the entire video and pay close attention. It's gonna be worth it because falling for the scam is really easy. You wouldn't even notice.
Are you looking for cheap low float skins for trade ups? Check out today's sponsor, Skins Monkey. It's the most convenient trading bot site where you don't have to overpay for low floats. I found this 0.08 Op Elite build and this 0.09 M4 Tooth Fairy, and the tradable M4 was delivered to my inventory instantly. If you apply code TECHSAVVY, you get a 5% deposit bonus, and you also get a $5 trading bonus when you start trading. Don't worry if you don't have any skins, just head over to freebies and you'll find 3 giveaways all the way up to a gut knife gamma doppler. So use my link in the description to start finding deals on low float skins today.
So this whole thing started off by Gifted messaging me on Discord asking if I'm still buying skins. I of course tell him that I am, then I ask him what skin he'd like to sell, and he tells me that it's a tier 1 blue gem Kukri knife. He also sends me these screenshots showing me the float, as well as some screenshots of this amazing knife. And what he said next kind of scared me. He said he has a guy offering 3.2k for it, but he's making him do a whole lot of stuff on different sites. I immediately have alarm bells going off in my head, so I tell him that I can't buy it personally, but that other guy is definitely trying to scam him. I then explain to him that people will try to get you to log into their site to check the price of your skin, but the website is not the real website. It's a phishing site, and when you log in, it steals your information. I then offer to sell the skin for him, and we would split the sales price. Then after telling him to make sure to double check that my account is the account he's sending the knife to, I sent him my trade link. So he sent me a couple of screenshots, and they all looked fine, except for the fact that it wouldn't actually let him confirm, even though it was my account. The details were correct. So I asked for a little bit more info on what was happening. He even sent me a screen recording, and I've never seen an error like this before. So I instruct him to revoke the trade offer, and then he sends me this. At this point, I knew the skin was gone. But just to make sure, I asked him if he still had it in his inventory, and unfortunately, he did not. Now, looking back at these messages, I now realize that I didn't quite understand what happened at first. When he sent the initial 2 screenshots of the confirmation, he says, I accepted it, then it popped up again. So somehow this API scammer was so fast that the confirmation for the scam trade offer appeared before my confirmation. So at this point, we knew that the knife was scammed. I suspected it to be an API scam, but I wasn't quite sure exactly how it happened because it looked different from the common API scam. The real reason I wasn't sure what happened is because on my end, on my account, I couldn't see anything. Usually I see a screen like this where I see the trade offer, but it's already canceled as soon as it comes in. I was trying to convince myself that this was only a glitch and that the skin will appear in his inventory soon, but his trade history unfortunately proved that this was not a glitch. Now, these scammers are actually smart. They immediately renamed their Steam account from my name to just a blank character, and this made it literally impossible to click their account. I also tried looking up the item on databases, but unfortunately it was never registered, and with the new update where items are hidden for 10 days, it's impossible to find the account. So after long conversations with Gifted, we finally figured out what happened when we took a look at his recent login history. I'll show you how you can navigate here yourself if you think you've been API scammed in a later section of the video, but it turns out that his account was accessed by someone in Helsinki as early as May 10th. This was before he ever contacted me. Now, to be honest, I still don't know how they got access to his account. My best bet would be phishing sites, but he denies any possibility of this. He said he never logged into any website, but still, that's my best bet of what could have happened. Now, let me make something very clear. Neither Gifted nor me are at fault for the knife being lost. The only person to blame here is the scammer himself. Now, in the next section of this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how the API scam works and what it does to your account so that you can have a better understanding of exactly what it does. The name API scam is kind of misleading. It has nothing to do with the actual API key, and this is proved by the fact that Gifted did not have an API key active at the time that he got scammed. So the way the API key works is that when you log into a phishing site, you essentially give the scammers what is known as a Steam logon session. With this, they can initiate and decline trades, but they don't have any access to your Steam authenticator. And although your account is now technically compromised, they still can't steal your skins without being able to accept trades on the authenticator on your phone. Now, they're not stupid. They're not gonna just send a random offer sending all of your skins away, because obviously no one would accept that confirmation. Instead, they just sit and wait, and they're hoping that you'll forget that anything happened. And in fact, in most cases, at this point, you wouldn't even realize that your account is compromised. And what they do next is kind of smart. They just wait until you initiate a trade offer where your skins are leaving your inventory, but nothing is coming in. This is most common when you use marketplaces or when you're selling your skins for cash. So you decide you're gonna sell your skins. You open my trade link. You put the trade in with the correct items that you're trying to sell, and you click make offer. At this point, the trade hasn't gone through yet. It sent the confirmation to your phone, and it's waiting for you to confirm it. Now, just to be very clear, if you click my trade offer, that is going to send my account a trade offer. It's never going to send the trade offer to anyone else if you use the correct trade link. So at this point, you've done nothing wrong, but this is when the scammers take action. They have a bot monitoring your outgoing trade offers, and when they detect such a trade offer, the scammer's Steam account's name and profile picture is changed to my name and my profile picture. They then cancel the outgoing trade that you sent to the correct account, and they initiate a new trade offer using the scammer's trade link. All of this is done by a bot in mere milliseconds, so by the time you get your phone and you open your Steam authenticator, the only authentication request is gonna be the one to the scammer's inventory. And this is gonna look very convincing if you only check the name on the profile picture and nothing else, and you go through with the trade accepting the confirmation, your skins are gonna be lost forever. So that's how the API scam works. They essentially first gain access to your account and then try to trick you into accepting the wrong confirmation. But how can you avoid getting API scammed? Well, first and most obvious, don't ever log into any sussy website. The easiest way to do this would be bookmarking the actual correct websites that you visit often and only ever visiting them by clicking the bookmarks. Additionally, if you're trying to log into a third-party marketplace, never ever give them your password. Instead, go to the actual Steam website, log in there, and if the third-party website is legit, the next time you try to log in, you'll see this green login button. If you see this button, it's all clear, you can click it, and it can't take your information because that's the legit Steam website. This is the first line of defense, and you have to do this. There's no way around it. You must be incredibly cautious with links. Now, the next thing you have to do when sending trade offers, even if you are very careful about links, is you gotta check the Steam level, the badge, as well as the registration date of the Steam account shown in the confirmation on your phone. And let me reiterate this because this is very important. You want to check on your phone, not when you're sending the trade offer. If you simply click the correct trade link, that's always going to be correct. You have to double check it on your phone because the switcheroo happens between sending the trade offer and confirming it. So once again, you have to check on your phone. Now, checking the level on the badge is very easy. It is displayed on the confirmation page, but the date can be a little harder. Most of the time, the date that you see is the date the trade was sent. Now, I'm not sure why, but Steam makes this a little bit difficult. You can't just click the account to go to their profile. The way I try to combat this is by displaying my 10-year badge. This shows that my Steam account is 10 years old, and although it's not as effective as seeing the actual date of registration of my Steam account, it's still much better than nothing. Now, the reason looking at the Steam level in the badge works is because you can't just change it at will. Now, you can argue that you can go up in Steam levels, but it takes time and you can't go down. It's much harder to change this, and there's literally no way to change the registration date of your Steam account. Now, if you go to the confirmation page and you see that either the profile picture, the name, the Steam level, or the badge are not matching with the account you want to send the skins to, do not accept the trade offer. In that case, I would suggest you to head to the next section where I explain how to find out if you're affected and how to recover your account if you're not. But before we do that, there's one more thing you can do to prevent API scams, and that is to always request a cheap item from the person you're trying to sell your skins to. After the Kukri scam, I decided to increase the security to make sure it doesn't happen again, so I bought hundreds of graffitis exactly for this purpose. purpose. So from now on, if you're trying to sell me a skin, I'm always gonna ask you to request a graffiti in the same trade so that you're giving me the skin and I'm giving you the graffiti. This makes it exponentially harder for scammers to scam you, because unless they happen to have the exact same graffiti, which by the way is not very likely, it will be very obvious if they're trying to scam you, because the graffiti won't be in the new trade offer. And by including the graffiti, this makes me do a confirmation as well, so that's an extra layer of security. So now you know how to prevent it. But what if you've already been affected, or you think your account is compromised? How can you get your account to be safe again? A lot of people will tell you that if you have a blank API key, then you're safe, but this is unfortunately not the case. Instead, we're gonna want to see if anyone unauthorized has accessed your Steam account. To do this, head over to Support, My Account, data related to your Steam account, scroll down until you see recent login history. It's gonna prompt you to log in, but if you're on the correct Steam website, then this should be fine. And this is gonna show you every single login session that's ever been created. And if there's one from a location that you don't recognize, then most likely your account is affected. Now, I'm not quite sure how accurate this is, so if you don't see any suspicious locations, I can't say for certain that your account is not affected, but if there are suspicious locations, you're gonna want to take the following steps. First, you're gonna want to deauthorize all devices, and to do that, you're gonna want to click your name in the top right corner, account details, scroll down until you see manage Steam Guard, and then here where it says your Steam authorized devices, click deauthorize all devices. This will log everyone out of your Steam account, so it's temporarily safe, but to actually keep your account safe in the future, you're gonna want to change your password to a password that you haven't used on any other website. You may have to wait 2 days or even 2 weeks in some cases to be able to trade again, but trust me, it's worth the wait. It's better to get money late than never. Now, after this, you still have to make sure not to log into any phishing site, because then the cycle starts again. Now, I'd quickly like to mention that even though I did as good of a job as I could in this video, I cannot guarantee that just by watching this video, you will never get API scammed, and therefore, I'm not responsible for the scammed skins. That being said, I've never had anyone get API scammed if they followed exactly what I said. If you want to sell your skins, direct message me on Discord. I hope you learned something from this video, and stay safe out there.